Hello, 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 everyone. Again, come on in, come on in, come on in. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Come on in. Hello. All right. We actually have Instagram Live turned around to the correct, to the right side this afternoon. So that is helpful. We had some challenges, operator challenges this morning. When trying to get on Instagram Live, but we got it together now, so that's a wonderful thing. Hey, come on in. Thank you so very much for joining. I appreciate it. Afternoon, afternoon, afternoon. Hey, Amanda, thank you so much for joining this afternoon. I appreciate you. So come on in. Hi there. Welcome, everyone. Got my Instagram Live folks. Welcome my Facebook Live folks, and welcome my Periscope folks. All kind of folks hanging out this afternoon. I appreciate it. Jacqueline J. Smith here. Ask HR Lady J, helping 1,000 women use OPM to get and to grow and fund their businesses in the coming year and beyond. So we are so looking forward to those activities and what we've got going on. It is exciting. I am so excited about all of the activities that are coming up in the next couple months and throughout the year. So it's going to be a wild ride. So come along for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So this afternoon's message is despise not small beginnings. And what I mean by that, hello everyone on this wonderful day. Absolutely. Hey, thank you for joining. Come on in. I appreciate you. Come on in. Don't forget to show some love with some hearts and click the little Perry guy if you're not following me, so you can go ahead and follow me, and I appreciate that. So despise not small beginnings. What does that mean? Well, what that means is that wherever you are, just start. We talked this morning about 3 ways that OPM can help small businesses, and one of the first areas was just start. You got to start somewhere. Do something. Take a step forward. Have some forward movement, some momentum. So do something. And small businesses are not excluded from obtaining sponsorships or business credit or crowdfunding or grants or anything of that nature. And small businesses are also eligible for grants, so it's not just nonprofits that can get grants as well. Hey, M&M, hope I pronounced that right. Thank you so very much. Hey, thank you for joining. So being a small business, again, you can not only sponsor, you can be sponsored. So as I indicated this morning, I sponsored an event this past October with a package of Kleenex. Package of Kleenex and a label was my sponsorship. Hey, Krista Trapp, thank you for joining your first day on Periscope. Welcome, welcome. So a package of Kleenex and a label, and that was my sponsorship, and that's what I provided to the event organizer. It was something that they needed, and so I was able to provide that, and so my company sponsored that particular event. Small business, although I'm not going to remain a small business forever or for the long term, but it is what it is right now. And so we were able to make that happen. So that was a wonderful thing. But then also other companies, what do? I assist women in, hey, Debbie Craig, thank you so much for joining. I assist women in obtaining sponsorships and grants and crowdfunding and business credit to grow and fund their business using other people's money. My particular specialty area is sponsorship. So that's what I deal with primarily, although I will be having several courses and classes and workshops and things coming up where I will also invite in other experts in some of these other areas so that they can provide you with their unique perspective, if you will, on their area of expertise. So again, talking about sponsorships, so just going to show you this little item right here, this little tidbit. This came from Decor Nova, not sure if you can see that, but Decor Nova. Just a little light fixture, something that I put on my desk, so that, because even though it's light outside right now, if I turn off sometimes you don't want a whole lot of light in the room, but you need a little something extra before you actually before it gets dark, or as you're working during the day. And since I have my new office space, which is a wonderful thing, those of you that were able to join me yesterday for the grand reveal, you've been able to see that. So hey, Mahogany D, hope I pronounced that right. Thank you so much for inviting your followers. I appreciate that, and thank you so much for the hearts. So with my new office space came a lot more light, a lot more natural light into my workspace, which I so appreciate. But again, sometimes, especially like if I'm reading or if I'm just doing some work on the computer, the windows open, just need a little bit of extra light, not anything major, not anything too bright, just a little bit of subtle light to enhance the office space, if you will. So again, this is from Decor Nova. So they sent me these lovely lights, and so I'm just, anyone that may need some light, if you're organizing a wedding, or just, again, a little bit of extra light for the bedroom. Sometimes you don't need a harsh light or a lot of light maybe that comes from an overhead lamp. So, just a little something, especially if maybe you're going out for the evening and when you come home, it's going to be dark. So you just want a little light, something to, so you can see where you're going when you actually get in the door. So it's not completely dark when you get in. So yeah, so just a little something there. And so they sent that over. So that's a wonderful thing. And yeah, so I like my little lights. They're kind of cute. And they're also versatile, so you can use them for a number of different uses. So they definitely have a number of different uses. So like I said, despise not small beginnings. Okay, this is they're not. And I'm not disparaging them in any way, shape, or form. Okay, they're not Sylvania, but they're a nice company that has nice lighting effects. So a small company, or a company sponsoring a smaller company. The topic is despising not small beginnings as you are working on your sponsorship activities, as you are looking to be sponsored, or as you are looking to sponsor. As I mentioned a little while ago, or early, actually I had a scope earlier this morning, and I talked about my business sponsoring Kleenex at an event in October. So all it took was a couple of packages of Kleenex and some labels. So my company sponsored the Kleenex for this particular event, because at the event that we had in Las Vegas back in August, oh my goodness, the number of people that were there that we hadn't seen each other. We've seen each other on video as we're taking different courses, but we actually came together and were able to see each other live, and it was a cry fest. And, someone said, where's the Kleenex? And we need to get Kleenex to sponsor. So then we had an event in October down in Florida, and I knew there were going to be more people there, and, not enough time to really develop a strong relationship with Kleenex to actually get them to sponsor. Hey, Sabria, thank you so very much for joining. I appreciate you. So not really time to develop that relationship with Kleenex to get them to sponsor. So my business sponsored that event with Kleenex, using the Kleenex brand, and talked about Kleenex all the time because that's what we talk about is Kleenex. But my company just put a label on there. These packages of Kleenex were sponsored by my company. Thank you so very much for inviting your Twitter peeps. I appreciate that. So it's not difficult. It's not hard to do. And again, it's something that you can do right in your own backyard, in your own area, with your own circle, if you will, that you are currently in community with. So it's not difficult, but you got to get started. You got to start somewhere. You got to get going. Thank you so much for inviting your followers. You're not going to get anywhere just staying in the same place and being stagnant. There are hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of dollars available in cash and products available for businesses, because there are other brands that want to get their name out there, want to get their brand out there, want a larger audience to know what it is that they have to offer, and they're willing to do it through a number of means. Gone are the days where businesses solely rely on print media or television ads or things of that nature. Regular everyday folks on broadcasts just like this, on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Periscope, on LinkedIn. Getting the message out there. on their particular brands, how they can be used, how that particular item has assisted the individual that's providing that information. So who is in your circle that you may be able to provide that for? It is completely wide open, but like I said, you got to start, and you got to start somewhere. So again, despise not small beginnings. Just because you are an entrepreneur, speaker, author, a small business owner, it's okay. Companies are looking for you. Companies are absolutely looking for you to assist them, like I said, in getting their message out there, in promoting their brands and promoting their products. But you got to start. So how do you start? I'm glad you asked. We have a course coming up. Well, it's a workshop. I keep saying course. It's a workshop. We have a workshop coming up this Friday, December 30th, 2016. Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find our link at bit.ly/2017 OPM. Now, I cannot guarantee the results. However, what I can guarantee is that by the end of this workshop, you would absolutely have the capacity to go out the next day and get a sponsorship before the ball drops on 2017. You will have the ability to do that just from this workshop. Absolutely. And the workshop is only about an hour. We may end up staying a little longer. Hopefully there'll be some questions that I'll be able to answer for some folks. But oh yeah, it's out there. It's doable. It's who couldn't use some additional funding for their business? Anyone not need any money for their business to run their business? Everybody all set? Good to go? So in addition to the workshop, workshop coming up. There's a course coming up after that in January. The course comes with a cruise, guys. A cruise. Yeah. For the end of the workshop, yes, a cruise. And with the cruise, there will be additional folks talking about, like I said, additional forms of OPM or other people's money that is available out there, how you go about getting it, how you access it, what needs to be done, etc. So one of the other things I talked about this morning in this morning scope was, developing that community, developing that network, having those collaborations so that you know what other people are doing, other people know what you're doing, and so you can assist each other. And so again, absolutely doable, absolutely worth it in the long run, but do you want it? That's the question. Do you want it? Do you want to go after it? Or not? That's okay. I'll take it all. But in addition to that, absolutely assisting. I also assist businesses with determining what types of sponsorships are most appropriate for them, companies, things of that nature. So that's kind of what we do here. We kind of run the gamut on the sponsorship area, if you will, from soup to nuts. Soup to nuts. So, from the initial contacts and letters and things of that nature, and then we guide you all the way through to not only getting the particular sponsorship, but fulfilling whatever it is that you negotiate with a particular sponsor and making sure that those terms are adhered to and making sure that you're able to do what it is that you said that you were going to do for that particular sponsor to go ahead and get that done. So hello. Hey, Natasha Allen. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Come on in. So I'm not seeing, Debbie, not sure if you're still there on Facebook Live, but Lucy Got Love joined. I believe that is my cousin. Is that Lucy Got Love, Jacqueline Pina? If that is, hello and welcome. I appreciate you joining. Hey, Van Collins, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. You know what? I was just on the phone with Tiffany Polar. Oh my gosh, those pieces are absolutely gorgeous. Mine are in the mail, so I'm next. So as soon as my package comes in the mail, I will definitely be on to show you all of my new pieces that come in from Audrey Grace Izzy. If you have not visited audreygraceizzy.com, oh my gosh, go get what you can while you can. Becomes, hey, Joanna D. Samuel, thank you so much for joining. Once the pieces are gone, they're gone. There's only one of each item, so get in where you fit in. And like I said, once it's gone, it's gone. So better get it while you see it on the site. If you don't get it when you see it, there's a possibility that it may not be available later. St. Croix Virgin Islands, I've got family on I've got family on St. Croix. Absolutely. Well, welcome from St. Croix. Glad to have you. Hey, Sandra J, thank you for joining. Yes, haven't seen them in a while, but yeah, absolutely. My dad's side of the family, we've got family down there, so that's exciting. Hey, Realtor Antoinette, thank you for joining. Natural Val Gal, thank you for joining as well. Thank you for inviting your followers. Yes, absolutely. So, just to reset, Jacqueline J. Smith here, Ask HR Lady J, assisting 1,000 women in using OPM to grow and fund their businesses in 2017 and beyond. So what we were talking about is despising not small beginnings. Hey, Realtor Antoinette, thank you. So talking about how told a couple of stories. So talking about how even a small business can fund or sponsor a larger business or a larger organization. So again, went to an event, Las Vegas in August, saw a whole lot of folks that I had only seen on video or through classes using video technology. Got to Las Vegas and oh my goodness, the floodgates opened, the waterworks started, and folks were just hugging on each other and crying and snotting and carrying on. And so it was like, oh my goodness, we should get Kleenex to sponsor. So then our Fort Lauderdale, Florida event started coming up. Hey, Debbie, thank you so much for letting me know you're still there. That's wonderful. So went to the Florida event. A little tight on the time frame to get Kleenex to actually sponsor us. So what? Went out and purchased some Kleenex, and SLW Media, JJ Smith Consulting sponsored Kleenex tissues for the Fort Lauderdale, Florida event so that folks could get their cry on as much as they wanted, although I probably should have bought more, but folks could go ahead and get their cry on and do what they needed to do while they were meeting all of those people in person for the first time. So it was an exciting event. It was, again, an eye-opener just in terms of a small business being able to sponsor a national women's organization, in a really simple manner. So how do you go about doing those types of things? Hey, One Life Speaker, thank you so much for joining. How do you go about getting those opportunities and developing those relationships? Hey, Luxury Travel too, thanks for joining. You go out and make it happen. It all starts with a conversation. So we're having a course on teaching you we're going to have an overview on all of the different methods of OPM. Later on, we're going to have a course several weeks long that goes through the ins and outs and the idiosyncrasies, if you will, of actually developing sponsorships, going out, getting those funds, getting those products and things of that nature. So join us, if you will, Friday, December 30th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is bit.ly/2017 OPM. And OPM stands for what? Other people's money. Absolutely. So those of you that own a small business, those of you that are looking to own a small business, definitely look into OPM, because unfortunately long gone are the days where you could just walk into a bank and not that it was always necessarily that easy, but, banks previously were more free-flowing with their funds than they are these days. So definitely banks, credit unions, although I will tell you, there are ways to get money, cash money from banks and credit unions that's not a loan and that does not have to be paid back. Absolutely. Join us Friday for the course, and I will definitely share all. But it's definitely doable, definitely possible, and it's a wonderful thing. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you find it helpful. Yes, so again, I thank you so very much for joining this afternoon. And like I said, despise not small beginnings. Just because you're a small business, number one, doesn't mean you're always going to be a small business. But number two, does not mean that you cannot go out there and play with the big boys. The link should be in my bio. I hope it's in my bio. I'm almost positive I updated it, but the link again is, and if it's not, as soon as this broadcast is over, I will absolutely put it in my bio. bit.ly/2017 OPM. So I thank you so much for joining. And I am, if you're looking to follow me, I am across all social media at Ask HR Lady J. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Periscope. There we go. Absolutely. So thank you so very much for joining. I appreciate it. I will see you next time. I may be back before you a little bit later this afternoon, not sure, or this evening. That's it. bit.ly/2017 OPM. Thank you so much, Realtor Antoinette. I appreciate you for that. Definitely. So, again, thank you. Come follow me. I'm taking as many folks with me as possible on this journey, so come along and ride. And definitely looking forward to that OPM on the ocean back in in April. My goodness, April 2017. OPM on the ocean. Look for the link, because as soon as I get the landing page and get all the details set up and squared away, I'm definitely going to be announcing that. But it will take place in April of 2017. OPM on the ocean. All right. Thank you so very much for joining. I appreciate you. And remember, God did not wake you up this morning to be mediocre. Take care. Have a great day. Bye now.